The archer uses a crossbow that has been modified to be mounted on his arm for agile movements and a special armored Lagon that boosts his power. The archer has fast and swift movements. He dominates the battlefield with his powerful shots. He is a long distance attacker who has the ability to take out mobs, bosses, and foes without being touched. Will he be the end game class for you? Let's find out. The archer uses a crossbow for its main hand weapon and a Lagon for its offhand weapon. Both of these weapons are unique to the archer class, so if you plan on using him, make sure you save your Shakatu coins. For his evasive ability, he dashes forward. It's a medium ranged ability. It's nothing too crazy like the Shy or the Lan's dashes ability. For his Black Spirit skills, his first one is exactly like every other class's first Black Spirit skill. His second one, he does damage in front to him, has pretty solid range, does pretty solid damage. For his kit, the full kit for the archer comes with 5 super armors, 1 invincibility skill, 5 knockups and or knockdowns, 2 stuns, 1 bound, 1 knockback. He has 3 bleeds, which is a total of 520 damage, and he has 1 passive heal, which heals for 320 HP. I'm going to cover the full archer skills. I do have the outfits, including the seasonal, as well as a 2-minute farming session at the end of this video. If this is your first time here and you're enjoying this type of video, make sure you check out the description down below for additional badass Black Desert mobile content. You won't be disappointed. And with that being said, let's dive right in. The first skill for the archer class is a solid for PvE farming. It comes with 4 initial charges on a 5-second cooldown time. It does 380% damage with a maximum of 2 hits, which is 760% total damage. You get super armor, but not in the arenas, and it applies a stun on successful hit. For its branch damages, it has that you have the choice between AAL and Lebrev, and for its sub-skills, it reduces the target's DP by -20 for 10 seconds, and increases your AP by +20 for 10 seconds. Now, because this skill has 4 initial charges, it makes it viable for PvE farming. It doesn't have much damage per hit, but it does have 2 hits with 760% damage. That should be enough to kill mobs. While the skill does offer a stun and super armor, except in the arenas, this skill could be used for PvP if used in combo with other skills. The second skill for the archer is a solid skill for all situations. It comes with 1 charge on a 7-second cooldown time. It does 365% damage times 4, which is 1460% damage. You get super armor, but not in the arenas, and it applies a knockdown on successful hit. For its branch damages, you have the choice between AAL and Seret, and for its sub-skills, it applies a bleed of 60 damage every second for 3 seconds, which is 180 bleed damage. It reduces the target's AP by -20 for 10 seconds, and it reduces the cooldown time on the skill by 2 seconds, take it from a 7 to a 5-second cooldown time. This skill is solid for PvE farming as it has a high damage output on 1 hit. It does have a longer cooldown time initially. Once leveled up, it gets reduced to 5 seconds, making it more viable. For PvP, this skill is a great skill, offering a high damage output, a bleed, and AP reduction. Combine that with a knockdown and super armor, this skill is awesome. The third skill is a decent skill for PvE. It comes with 2 charges on a 6-second cooldown time. It does 235% damage on a maximum of 6 hits, which is 1410% damage. It applies a knockback on successful hit. It has no branch damages applied to it. For its sub-skills, it increases your AP by +20 for 10 seconds. It adds 1 hit, taking it from 7 hits, adding an additional 235% damage, which takes this skill to a total of 1645% total damage. And for a third sub-skill, it increases your crit damage by 5% for 10 seconds. This skill offers a high damage output, and after killing the mobs in front of him, he rotates to kill the mobs to the side and behind him. Coming with 2 initial charges and a knockback, this skill can be useful for PvP, as it does have that high damage for a large-scale PvP and arenas. The next skill is a great PvE skill and a finisher skill for combos in PvP situations. It comes with 1 charge on a 4-second cooldown time. It does 335% damage times 3, which is 1005% damage. It does come with 2 attacks, which takes it to doubles that to 2010% damage. And for branch damages, you have the choice between Seret and Ahab. And for its sub-skills, it increases your DP by +20 for 10 seconds, and you get 1 additional charge, taking it from 1 to 2 initial charges. As you can see, the skill offers a high damage output. It does a fan-shaped attack in front of him with a medium range. You definitely want to use this skill for PvE farming and even boss fights. For PvP, the downside to the skill is no super armor and no CC abilities. This skill should only be used after a target is already CC'd for maximum damage. In my opinion, this next skill is probably going to be one of the most overpowered skills in the game when this class comes out. Let me explain. It comes with one charge on a 6-second cooldown time, does 230% damage on a maximum of 12 hits, which is 2,760% damage. You get super armor while using the skill, even in the arenas, and a knockdown on successful hit. Branch damages, you have the choice between Ahab and Lebrev, and for sub skills, it's 60 HP healed for every 2 hits. Because there's 12 hits, that's 6 times 60, which is 320 HP healed. It does a 60 bleed damage every second for 3 seconds, and if you hold the skill button in, you get a combo effect, which does all the same as the initial skill one time, which is 230% damage times 12. You get super armor and an additional knockdown effect. So this skill is incredible because of its massive range, super armor anywhere, insane damage outputs, it's your passive heal, and it knocks down targets. Did I mention it also applies a bleed and has a combo effect? I mean, come on, this skill is just ridiculous. It just does it all. Should be a top 4 skill for both PvP and PvE situations. The 6th skill for the Archer is a solid skill for PvP. It comes with 20 MP per use with 1 initial charge on a 6-second cooldown time. Does 550% damage with a maximum of 2 hits, which is 1100% damage, and you get a knockdown on successful hit. There's no branch damages tied to it. For its sub skills, it increases your DP by plus 20 for 10 seconds, and you get one extra hit, which is 550% damage, taking it to 1650% damage. Because this skill offers high damage output and a CC ability, I recommend this skill for small and even large scale PvP if targets get close to you. For PvE, while the skill does have great damage, it is a small area in front of him with minimum range. It has a longer cooldown time and offers no branch damages. I would recommend leaving the skill off for PvE farming. The 7th skill has got to be some sick kind of joke. It comes with 2 charges on a 6-second cooldown time, does 715% damage times 2, which is 1430% damage. It has a maximum of 2 attacks, taking it to 2860% damage. You get super armor, but not in the arenas, a knockdown on successful hit. For branch damages, you have the choice between AAL and Ahab, and for its sub-skills, it reduces the target's DP by -20 for 10 seconds, and it applies the bleed of 60 bleed damage every second for 3 seconds. If you hold the skill button in, you get an additional attack that does the same damage as the initial attack of 1430% damage, taking the skill to a total of 4290% damage. Now, I'm sure hoping I translated this incorrectly, and I did double and triple check this. If this is the case, a skill doing nearly 4,300% damage is unheard of. I've done nearly every class now and have translated pretty much every skill. The next closest skill damage to this is about 3,300%. Obviously, this skill is to be used in every situation. Offers medium range, super armor, and a knockdown on a successful hit. Oh, did I forget to mention it comes with 2 initial charges? Just use this skill whenever. After seeing the last 2 skills, the 8th skill is going to seem weak. It does have its use for PvP. It comes with 1 charge on a 10-second cooldown time, does 350% damage on a maximum of 4 hits, which is 1400% damage. It has a knockdown on successful hit. For its branch damages, you have the choice between Lebrev and Saret. And for its sub-skills, it reduces the target's movement speed by -5% for 10 seconds, and has 2-second cooldown time reduction, taking the skill from 10 to an 8-second cooldown time. This skill can be used for PvP situations as it offers that knockdown with a higher than normal damage output. It also slows the target's movement speed. For PvE, while it does do a cone damage in front of him, it's a short range attack and I would recommend not using it. The 9th skill is the Archer's "Oh shit, you about to die" skill. Comes with 1 charge on an 8-second cooldown time, does 390% damage with a maximum of 2 hits, which is 780% damage. You get invincibility while using the skill and a stun on successful hit. Has no branch damages applied to it. For its sub-skills, it reduces the target's AP by -20 for 10 seconds. It reduces the cooldown time on the skill by 2 seconds, taking it from an 8 to a 6-second cooldown time. And it reduces the target's attack speed by -5% for 10 seconds. This skill is great for all PvP situations, whether it's large scale or arenas. As you can see, he jumps back medium range and stuns the target while doing so. The damage isn't the highest, as it does come with a longer cooldown time. I wouldn't advise using the skill for PvE farming. For boss fights, you could use it to help dodge boss abilities. The ultimate for the archer is an awesome looking skill. Comes with one charge on a 10-second cooldown time. Does 290% damage times 4, which is 1160% damage. You get super armor while using the skill, even in the arenas, and you're unable to be grabbed while using the skill. And it also applies a bound on successful hit. There's no branch damages tied to it. For its sub-skills, it has a 2-second cooldown time reduction, taking the skill from 10 to 8-second cooldown time. It increases your AP by +20 for 10 seconds, and it grants one additional hit, taking it to a total of 2,320% total damage. As you can see, you jump in the air, travel pretty far, and attack all targets under you. You cannot be grabbed while using the skill, and it applies a bound, and you also get that super armor. This skill is great for large and small scale PvP. For PvE, it's not the best skill in the arsenal, but I would definitely keep it, especially once leveled up and it applies that additional hit effect. The heal, slash, and rage, the level 70 skill for the archer, is just like every other classes. It heals you for 500 HP, increases your AP for 30 seconds, it reduces the evasive cooldown time by 2 seconds on your evasive ability, increases your Black Spear rage damage by 2% and your crit hit damage by 10% for 30 seconds. Alright, up next is all of the outfits for the archer class. I did get the seasonal in there as well this time. I finally got it for you guys out there who definitely wanted to see it. That covers all of the archer skills. His evasive skill, his Black Spirit skill, his main hand and offhand weapon. This class definitely looks like he's going to be super OP when he comes out. I'm sure they're gonna have to do some tweaking to his arsenal to make him a little bit more on the fair side, unless I'm translating these incorrectly. But that covers everything for the archer class. If you've enjoyed this type of video and you're new to my channel, you should definitely think about subscribing. I'm hardcore on the Black Desert Mobile content. If you're a regular subscriber, you guys know I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. And with that being said, I will see you next time.